Oh man. Okay, we're live. Finally. We were having some technical difficulties. Wait, why does this look so? Hello. Hey, Giovanni.
Yo,
It is
Shireen.
another Thursday. Oh my God, I feel like I've been missing in action for weeks.
Thank goodness for the activity playhouse.
Girl.
Sliding in on those last few weeks.
The sisterhood is real because she's been sliding in like home plate.
Has been absolutely. Make sure you are following the Let Kids Play podcast.
There she is.
With the activity playhouse. Let's go.
Yes, and I see her in the comments. The thumbnail picture is beautiful. Thank you. Giovanni and I are just showing out and like improving. And yeah. And we had some time. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if there's like, I don't have makeup on or anything. So I don't know if my lighting is off or what's happening, but maybe I look a little tanned. I don't know what's happening. But anyhow, woohoo! It's another herbal tea Thursday and I'm drinking water. What you drinking, Giovanni?
I got chamomile tea.
Awesome. Cheers.
Mug. And if you would like to support the brand, y'all, the link is in the description of my YouTube channel for you to shop and support Forward Vibration, support the podcast, Empire Plates, Empire Lives podcast.
Awesome. I didn't even think, I looked at my cup and I thought, I am not pouring my water in my cup because I am, have you?
Mm-hmm.
I am not pouring it because I'm not watering
it all.
I am not washing this lipstick off that cup. So I'm not doing it for the gram or the YouTubes, not today. But I'm so happy to be here. And yes, thank you again, Nayetta from the Activity Playhouse. If you got young children in your house and you just want to know what activities you can do with them, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or you got young babies in the house under 5, the Activity Playhouse, not only does she have that podcast, she's got those ideas, she's got the hookup. She's like the sister from another mister with all the goods to help you with your kiddies. So definitely tap into her podcast. It feels good to be here. Like MIA. It feels good to be here. Yeah. So what is sure.
Yeah, while Serena's getting our cards ready to do our
go.
Please make sure that you have subscribed to both of our YouTube channels. All right. Mm-hmm. Both of our information is in the description of our YouTube channel and or Facebook. So please make sure you slide over to YouTube, hit that notification bell after you subscribe to make sure you are supporting. That is all we ask, is just to take that time to get your click on the screen and to support our entrepreneurship journey and as well as our podcast.
Yippers. All right, I got one and I'm going to stop there.
Good job.
Because we are so late. So this one is an interesting one to check us in. How do you navigate uncomfortable emotions?
Ooh, how do you navigate uncomfortable emotions? I think I first need to be aware of what is making me uncomfortable about the situation that is allowing me to experience the emotions that I'm experiencing. And then realizing what in my power that I can do to make that shift to feel differently about it, or how can I evolve in this level of discomfort? Before we got on here today, Shireen, I was talking to Afro Archer. I'm looking forward to recording that podcast with him. And one of the big things he talked about was being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and how that's just a major process. And so I that uncomfortable word coming right after that conversation was just right on point. And so looking at it as an opportunity to evolve, but realizing the power I have in shifting those feelings I have about being uncomfortable. What you got? What's up, Brittany? Is it Brittany?
No. So hold on. Wait a minute. That's my sister-in-law. Is that Raquel?
Are you shouting out the comment? You put
Yeah, I'm like 90% certain that's my sister-in-law from Barbados. I just came back from Barbados like 2 days ago. That is Raquel, and she just got married to my brother.
Congratulations. What's up, sister-in-law? Thank you for tuning in
Yeah.
to Herbal Tea Thursday.
Thursday.
If
Oh
you
my
don't know,
God.
what we're doing right now is checking in. So please make sure you answer the check-in question. Nayetta, you do the same. If there's anybody else, because Shireen is driving this thing, I can't see who all is here, how many people are viewing us live. Make sure you answer the check-in question. Shireen, run that question back one more time.
Okay. Oh my God. First of all, congratulations, Raquel, on your marriage and
Most
to
definitely.
becoming a Simon. Oh my God, I'm so happy. And you're just making me so happy. Like you're on your honeymoon and you're tapping into the conversation on YouTube. Like,
Ooh,
oh my
that's
God, I
love
love
right
you.
there. That's love right there.
Right? I'm so excited. Okay. So the question that we're using to check in, and Giovanni, I heard you use the word evolving, and that is actually under the category that this question falls under. And it is, how do you navigate uncomfortable emotions? So drop it in the chat how you navigate uncomfortable emotions. Giovanni, you are so on point when it comes to the emotional intelligence that you mentioned, because same thing, I kind of try to figure out what is my root cause that's making me uncomfortable, right? And once you kind of can identify that, then you can maybe plan out what your next steps of actions may be. For me, it's like, okay, why am I so uncomfortable? Why is this making me uncomfortable? Is it something that I've done? Is it something that I've experienced? Is it what's happening in front of me? So I start to kind of question, kind of check in with myself, actually, right? That emotional intelligence. And then sometimes I decide, is it the right time to even talk on it? So
Mm,
if it is a person or if it is a situation or I'm in a certain environment, I have to kind of decide, do I need to talk about it now? What's going to be the impact of talking about it now? Or do I leave it for a later date? So I kind of have to kind of look at the bigger picture. And after I check in with me. And if I after I do those kind of assessments, then I decide, um, is this a distraction?
mm,
Right? Because where I'm on my game plan of like, get that money. So if it's a distraction, I'm gonna put it on the back burner until I'm ready. If I'm ready, if I even deem it necessary. And I apologize, I'm looking that way because I'm looking at the TV. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And I see um the activity playhouse says, ugh. Um, Nayetta, as I was coming back from Barbados this week, you were on a live, and I know that was not the most comfortable, but you did an amazing job. So shout out the Activity Playhouse. She was on Coriel's podcast 2 days ago. I was in the airport landing in Toronto on the plane watching it, and then like through the airport. But it was so good, it was so timely, and you were so transparent about your relationship with your husband. And I know that was uncomfortable, but I think you did a really good job. And I don't know if you want to share how you navigated those particular emotions. But yeah, you did an amazing job. So check out that episode. Nayat, I don't know if you pulled that into the Activity Playhouse. I don't know if you pulled that episode onto your YouTube channel as yet. So if anybody's following and they want to check that out, you're married and you got to have tough conversations with your hubs or your wifey. Check out that episode because there was a couple of wives on there, and there was about 4 wives on there just giving us the goods. But
yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know if there's
different
something you want to share.
segments to the panel, and they had different topics to it. But Nayetta did an
Mhm.
awesome job. I think the part for me, in regards to Nayetta and her evolution, is the vulnerability and the
100,
power that she took over owning her story. And I know that
100.
was something that was easy for her to do. And so it was just beautiful to be able to witness that in real time, her
Mhm.
evolve in owning
Yeah.
her story and being more than just a mom, but being a
That's my
human
saying.
and talking about, navigating life and
Mhm.
challenges, in a different aspect, but still being very relatable. And so I love that for her as well. So you go, Nayetta. All right, what you got, Shereen?
For me, I already kind of said mine, but you know what? Why don't we just jump into our wellness win? Right?
That's what I was saying. What you got, Shereen? What's your wellness win?
My wellness win, honestly, goes to, I'm so freaking excited. My wellness win goes to like some of the topic that we're talking about today about like new beginnings. And I've been having some car problems and I bought a new car.
Woo! You sound like you coming down, running down the aisle on The Price is Right.
No. I sound like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. I'm that person going, yeah, girl.
I don't think anybody else here got the car. So that's why I went with The Price is Right. That one person who wins the car, a brand new car.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna just throw this on the screen. I did get a new vehicle, but honestly, its Perspective Studio Productions has been doing so well for me, and I'm just so grateful and so happy, and I'm out here hustling, and I got a new Vigs to like pull up with the business and like all the 1,000 pieces of equipment that I always walk with. My neighbor said to me today as I was doing reps from my house to my car, not the new car as yet, from my house to the car. And my neighbor was like, you always have something in your heads. And I'm like, I know. I'm such a bag lady. Equipment upon equipment and equipment. Like my back hurts sometimes. But I am so grateful that I have a new vehicle, a big vehicle to kind of put my equipment in so I can come out here and do all kinds of production work. So that's my wellness win. And I really worked hard for it. And I've wanted something like this for maybe 2 years. So I could have got it before, but I just held out because I didn't think it was a priority at the time. So it literally got to the point where my car was about to die on me, completely paid off. And when you pay off your vehicle, you don't want, like my old vehicle, you don't really want to take on a new vehicle because it's more expensive, especially as a new full-time entrepreneur. I wasn't really trying to take on new expenses. But things happen. So I'm happy for my blessings. Yes. All right, Giovanni.
Congratulations. Speaking of bag lady, on Tuesday, it was day 135 for me on this high raw journey. And Erykah Badu did a pop-up at Recipe Oak Cliff. And Recipe Oak Cliff has been one of the staples in my journey of this, like experiencing different raw cuisine, so to speak. And through Recipe Oak Cliff, I've been able to do like my first live mukbangs and interview people at a community market fair. And because that is also Erykah Badu's favorite plant-based restaurant here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, she chose to do her pop-up there for her tea technology, the Badu tea technology and her herbal teas. And so it was really good to go on Tuesday as a wellness win to Recipe Oak Cliff, someplace I just went on Sunday to get me something to eat. Go on Tuesday and really just have a moment to talk with Erykah Badu about her teas and how they would be beneficial.
Wait. You were talking with Erykah Badu?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Talking to her, and it was just like businesswoman to businesswoman. It wasn't even like the bag lady vibes, and it was really just how does your tea help people with polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids, painful periods, pelvic pain, endometriosis. And I didn't get a lot of time with her because people are meeting, people are going to get the tea. And so during this conversation, she's, explaining the ingredients and how it's helping. And I know she's a doula and different things. So she's well versed in that area of women's health. And I wish we had more time to expand on it. But she was able to, tell me to, get the contact information. So hopefully she'll be on the podcast to explain and go a little bit more in depth in how her product helps my target audience. But that was a huge wellness win for me because I actually just got to sit there and talk to another business person and congratulate her on a product doing a pop-up to promote herself. And it wasn't a starstruck celebrity type vibe. It was just woman to woman. How are we helping people? How is your product able to help mine? And for me, that was just a moment that just showed my evolution and just being on this journey of healing and being able to align with other people in certain aspects and times. So I thought that was a beautiful wellness win on day 135 of something we started in March that was just supposed to be 3 days.
Okay, first of all, the fact, like, you are not even joking when you said businesswoman to work, because it is so casual to you. Like, so, you know, I was just talking to Erica, but excuse me?
It's the raw journey. It's the raw journey. It's the raw journey.
I know, but like, you're saying it wasn't a stardom. It was just like, you know, two businesswomen just sitting there. Girl, you were talking to Erica Badu. I'm over here stardoming, whatever you call it. Like, what?
No,
it's so
beautiful.
casual. That's
It
so
was.
honestly, that Giovanni is so dope. Like, you don't just run into Erica Badu, and it's not even that. It's not even that. This is at the place that you're always at. Like they straight know you. You freaking live there.
Probably too much.
That's what I'm saying. And you are over there. Hold on, right? Like, Diana wants to say something. I don't know what she's saying. I know she didn't respond to yes to that, but I'm throwing it up right there because that is crazy. Oh, here, right? She said it's so damn casual. Like it was a Tuesday, and you know, I was pulling up to get my raw vegan, and you know, Erica was up, you know, Badu was up in the place, and we were just vibing, talking about it. Excuse me,
It's not even open for food on Tuesday. I asked before I came because I was going to bring my
me. You made it sound like you just pulled up to the gas station, pumped your gas, and kept it pushing, and you were sitting there talking to Erica Badu. I'm like, wait, like if we could rewind at this moment. I'm like, wait, stop talking. You were meeting with Erica, but yeah, you know, and we were just talking about the ingredients and how we both help people. And you know, she's a dude, and I wish we had one. Girl. Anyhow, I wanted to throw this up here. The Activity Playhouse says this was going back to her conversation that she had with Coriel on her podcast. And she said it was like a great conversation. It was a good conversation, being mature mentally and compassionate. And honestly, it was really great to listen to those women talk about their relationship. At the wedding, I caught the bouquet, and I'm like calling in my husband. You guys know I'm always talking about my husband. Is he cute? Does he have nice teeth? He rich? Where he at? Where, you know, these are the three questions I always ask.
Congratulations on catching the bouquet.
I'm gonna catch that, and then you know he gonna pull up. So that was that, and let's just pull this up. Like, she isn't who she is, right? Like, we're talking about Commons X. What you talking about? Commons X? What are we talking? What are we talking about? I have a picture of Erica in my studio here. You know, all right, Andre 3000's X. What are we talking about here? Does she not know? Like, where are we in this? Where are we in this?
I do know. I feel you on that in regards to the singer. Like, that's how I would feel. Like, I definitely went to a concert in Washington, D.C., and she saved my life because I was like flatline, laid out. And as soon as she got on and hit that first note, I just like stood up and was like, okay, yes, this is what I'm here for. So I feel you on that. I've seen her multiple times and I love her as an artist, but it was a totally different vibe on Tuesday to just sit and talk to her businesswoman to businesswoman in regards to products and healing people. And it wasn't that essence of, oh my God, it's Badu.
I hear you. But you also slid it in there with the segue. Speaking about bag lady, I just happened
I did, because I thought it went in. I thought we were working on transitions and evolving.
We are, man. That transition was smooth.
That was able to show up.
All right, girl. All right, let's get into this. I think we did all our check-ins. Make sure, I think Giovanni has already said, follow both our channels, Black Print Com. And Giovanni, you want to say your channel?
Yeah, it's your Healthy Habits and Lifestyle Coach, Giovanni. I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. through my M to the third degree healing empowerment formula. Y'all, it's mindset, mindful eating, and movement. Come vibe with me. Where? On the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, y'all. Episode 47 dropped yesterday. And it was all about de-stress management. We talk about stress management. There's positive stress, there's negative stress. There's usually distress that we don't do a good job with managing. And so Stacy came on and she talked about her fibroid journey. And it was just an amazing conversation, as well as mindset. And so go tune into the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast and catch you some good vibes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I do not have a podcast for you because I was on vacation and I was out there.
They might not always be caught up. So you might not have a new episode, but you do have a podcast.
Huh?
Sorry? You said I don't have a podcast. You do have a podcast. You just
no, I said I don't have a new. Sorry, I don't have a new podcast episode. But
there you go.
It is your girl Shireen Simon. I am the host of Voices and Vibes podcast. The owner of blackprint.com. That's where you can get Black-owned products from all over the place, as well as the owner of Perspective Studio Productions. And I am finally in the studio. And my sister-in-law has said she thinks she got a husband for me. And he has nice teeth. Thank you, boo. I appreciate that. Send me a pic. Oh, Giovanni, I wanted to ask you, did you at least
like you got some new beginnings on the way?
Bring it. Bring those new beginnings. I'm all about it. Giovanni, I do want to ask you one question. Did you take a pic with Erica?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because you didn't drop that in our chat. So unless I missed it, because I've been missing all kinds of things lately. So
yeah, you missed it.
So if we can just pivot over to new beginnings, I just took a break, and I know you are also a teacher, Giovanni, and you were on break. You're in the US, it's a little bit different, but I took a break, and sometimes, and I do feel rejuvenated. I've been back for 2 days, and I've been grinding already, throwing out invoices, getting things together. But I also valued my downtime, which is always very hard for me to do when I'm home. Right. She a Simon now, man. She a Simon. She looking out. She wants to go to the next wedding. But yeah, being in Barbados, I was actually able to chill out for a bit. And I had we have like this long list of things to do. But I finally found some time to decompress. And I was able to say, like, damn, like this feels so good to do nothing. Right. And that's not me. My mind is always racing. I'm always thinking about the next thing that I need to do. I have 1,001 things to do. And I am a full-time entrepreneur. But it felt completely good. Last year around this time, my coach, Donnie, she had said, intentionally take some time in September before we go into the last few months of the year, because people tend to start feeling guilty in, I think, around November, December, right? Like you feel like, oh, I didn't make enough money. And then there's other periods throughout the year, but intentionally put aside time for yourself in September, whether it's a week, whether it's a weekend. And last year I booked an Airbnb and I drove out at least 2 hours, and you had to be far away from your home that you couldn't just go back and deal with the kids or deal with the hubs or deal with the wife, whatever your situation looks like. So I did that last year, but this year I felt like Barbados was that for me. Right. So like I valued that time down. I loved the wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. Seeing my brother tear up when my sister-in-law came down the aisle is the memory that I will cherish and hold on to forever, because I never see him cry. unless it's like somebody passed, something sad. So those tears, they were just tears of sheer joy and love. So I was present, and I loved every minute of it, every minute of being in Barbados in that sense. And then my downtime, I am a water person, so being in the ocean, I do love to speak to my ancestors when I'm near water, big, especially big bodies of water. We know that I always say I'm spiritually driven. And I don't say I am spiritually driven. So just being in the islands means so much to me. So it was a perfect downtime. Um, Giovanni, you have also been off from school.
So, first of all, before you
Yeah.
even get into that,
Sure.
how did it feel to take that break in Barbados, knowing that you love the water, being able to see your loved one experience a life change? How did you feel taking that break? What did that break mean to you?
I was just grateful to be present to witness my brother's joy. I'm all for black boy joy, but I know my brother and I know our lives, and just to see his love meant so much to me. And at a point, there was a point just recently that I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. So I was so grateful that I was able to go, but to be able to see him in that space, to be able to see the way my sister-in-law, is very protective over him just meant so much to me, because, I wrote a speech and I was telling him that he deserves that type of love, like we all do. And so being able to witness it firsthand, we don't live in the same city, so I don't see them. Like, I speak on the phone occasionally, but I don't see them. Um, and sometimes you don't I'm not around that type of relationships. Like, I'm not around a lot of people that are married, that are in love, that are whatever, right? And most times I'm working. Most times I'm working. So just seeing it because I also want that, right? So seeing it meant so much to me, but seeing it for my brother, like, I'm just so happy for him, and I'm so happy for Raquel because she deserves that too, right? So it meant a lot to me. And then to just be in the water, as you mentioned, I get some of my best ideas in the water, right? Like, they just flow to me. So one, I think the lighting is making me look more brown than I am, but my legs are darker. They're usually really white.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I'm like, how did she get into the lighting? I thought we were just in Barbados, but
Yeah, so maybe I'm tanned and I don't know it. Um,
gotcha. That's good. Well, I definitely I would say, hmm, I would say a few days in June and a few days in July, I did enjoy kind of just not doing anything, but it
Okay.
wasn't a lot of just downtime. It wasn't a lot of downtime. I take June and July to really go all in on my business, because I'm not tied to what funds my business, and being letting that be my number one investor and private fund
Private
investor
investor,
into
girl.
what
Private
I do.
investor.
So it was definitely a few days to just break. And sometimes when you say break, it's hard to break when you are a small business with only but so many people helping you gather and move your agenda forward. What I've enjoyed most about the break is that I've been able to implement and explore the things put in place with getting my business rewired, with Shatora, and being able to see that evolution. And what I thought was going to happen in those 90 days, it really started with me being able to see myself and see my impact differently, and then just showing up in a different way. But the consistency of showing up every Tuesday, showing up every Thursday, for my brand, personally and professionally, has really made me take myself serious. And I know if I take myself serious and I'm continuing to show up, people know that I'm serious about my healing. Then they know I'm going to take them serious about their healing and what I want to happen. And realizing that through this break, I'm not just a healthy habits and lifestyle coach. I'm also a wellness advocate. And I want people to make sure they feel empowered about their own life and what they're going through, and not, just kind of not prioritize or value what it is that they rightfully deserve to have for themselves, thinking that all these other things matter. And so I appreciate that my voice during the time of the break has gotten stronger, not necessarily for other people, but more so for myself. And so that's what I've enjoyed most about the few days that I was able to unplug and break, so to speak, in the month of June and July.
Right, right. And now you're back at the private investors, right?
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about them.
No, I wasn't going deep down that, just like
Okay.
the new beginnings of it and like what changes or how it might impact your business. Because
Well,
you had changes
I
with the investors. Yeah.
I feel like for myself, in regards to new beginnings in this phase of just newness, for
Mhm.
me is just getting outside. And because I've been consistently showing up with my podcast and consistently showing parts of my own personal journey of, changing my lifestyle and adopting healthy habits, it's easier for me to tell other people what I do, ask for help, or figure out other things, Spencer.
It's
Figure
his
out other
birthday.
things that I can do to be able to have people align with me. And
Mhm.
it's getting so much easier to articulate what I do and what I'm doing because I'm already showing up and doing those things. And so it's been getting easier for the ask. Just like what I just told you about Tuesday. Like, it was so easy for me to just go back to Recipe or Cliff, where I just was at on Sunday, and meet with someone who's having a pop-up on a product and see, how does this help my target audience? And not just say, oh, I want to get it because it's who you are. It was more so, how does this help the people that I'm trying to help? And would this even be beneficial if I want to consume it myself? So in the new beginnings, it's the new me that's
Right.
constantly evolving.
Sorry.
And I'm liking that. And the more I'm doing what I'm doing, the more I'm aware of what I need a little bit more help with, to be able to get that support back in turn. So I think that's what I'm excited about most, Shireen, is the new beginnings of me evolving and putting the ask out there and getting to know more people in my actual local space. So then the in-person events come just a little bit more easier. The partnerships and the collaborations are going to come just a little bit more easier because I'm
Yep.
already there. I'm already showing up. What about you in regards to like your new beginnings? What shift are you seeing within your own business that you feel like is like this new birth vibe that's happening?
Absolutely. For me, I caught a couple of Myron Gold. Is it Myron Golden?
Mhm.
His podcast clips on TikTok while I was away.
Mm,
And he talked about, because I'm going into this season of um sustainability for my lifestyle, right?
mm,
And it involves me pitching to businesses to do video production. I have huge video production ideas that I'd like to produce. Um, and it's funny because I had a meeting right before I left and went through like the finances. So I was able to like really drill down into one of my ideas. But I have not fully flushed out the revenue aspects of it. So now I understand the operational costs of it, but the revenue aspects of it needed more work. But I listened to, so there's that aspect, and then there's a couple of other things that I was working on right before I went away. And Myron talked about pitching to businesses. And one of the things that he talked about is he used to play this game. Excuse me, sorry.
you okay?
Excuse me. He played this game with himself that he would pitch to get 10 no's, right? Because you need to get accustomed to people telling you no, right? So you can surpass that and you can get all the yeses that you're about to get. But we talk about entrepreneurship being really about your mindset. That is the biggest, if you do not know, the biggest hurdle is that mindset. And I like to say sometimes that mind fuck, right? Because you got to overcome it. But he was like, if I flip the game and I go after 10 no's, right? Really, you're trying to get yeses. But if you go after 10 no's, anytime somebody tells you yes, you got to start all over again. But what it will do is it will get you accustomed to the no's. So when you get the yeses, you're like, ah, shucks, man. Right. And so much so that it was like he was talking about, and it's so funny because I listened to it like multiple times. He was like, so much so that if he realizes that somebody doesn't want his product, he'll pull it away. He ain't even gonna wait for the no. If he detects or he could pick up on the no vibe from them, he'd be like, you know what? You ain't ready for this. You don't really want this. Maybe I don't think this is for you. And he will pull it back. Right. So I'm going into the season of pitching, but I like that approach of going after 10 no's. And in the beginning, you're gonna hear no more than you'll hear yes, right? And I'm not even projecting that because I'm manifesting yes, 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 abundance, abundance, abundance. Um, but to prepare my mind and my emotions for both sides, I think I will take his approach and go after those 10 no's, right? And then when I get the yes, it's going to be so much sweeter. But I will become accustomed to keeping it pushing and not being held onto, oh no, why don't they want it? And like take, as I like to say, take the emotion out of it so I could deal with the business part of it, right? Take the emotion, take the second guessing out of it. Um, Another couple of things that I realized even while I was in Barbados is just that sometimes people admire so much that you do, and
Mm.
you are over here second guessing yourself, right? There is another woman that I follow on TikTok, and I believe her name is Wemi. And I did not get a lot of social media time, right? I haven't even posted my pictures as yet. Raquel, don't come for me. But I did not have a lot of social media time. I was extremely present, but in the late hours of the night, and I don't even think I went to bed that late, but in the late hours of the night, that's when I'd flip open TikTok and probably watch it for like 5 minutes before I'd like fall asleep on myself. But Wemi, I believe that is her name. Um, I opened up my phone and she said, so are you going to do it? You've been talking about wanting to do that thing for so long. Like, this is the time. Like, are you going to do that hard thing? That thing that you keep putting on the back burner. And for me, it's black print. It's where everything started. I have all of this because of that. I pulled up at my girlfriend's house. She lives 5 minutes away from the studio. I showed her my new Veeks and I gave her a gift that I bought from Barbados. And her son goes, oh, that's that black print money. And I was like, actually, that's that Perspective Studio money. But, but but I know, and even before I left home, I have affirmations on my mirror, that we did with Donnie, like, in the beginning of the year. I was reading through all my affirmations, and I was like, "It is time to do the thing, and it is time to do the pitching," which is brand new for me. And I found this conference in New York in October, and it is all about production companies and media companies. And I will be pulling up because I am more than a podcast studio. I am a production company. I own a production company. So the newness is all of the productions that we are about to spit out there. Um, with like no fear, just like unapologetic. Like if people thought I was extra, I'm gonna be even more extra without the second guessing. And as Wemi said, like, are you gonna do it now? Absolutely. And as Myron said, I'm gonna hit those 10 no's and not sweat it. And so the overthinking is a distraction, So if there's something you want to do, get up and go do it. And like, because there's people just not doing it out there for whatever reason. And if you, sometimes we think we're not doing enough, but we're doing so much in other people's eyes. So now's the time to do everything I want in my own eyes. And that's new. That's my newness. That's my new
That's
beginnings.
That's dope. I like that you said overthinking is a distraction. We were talking
Mhm.
about that too. I was talking about that too with Afro Archers. So many times we want to understand the process and know what the steps are going to be and get clarity on how something is to be done.
Mhm.
And it's in the doing that you start saying, okay, well, I did it and I ain't die. Okay, so what did I like about what I did and what I didn't like? Now I can start
Mhm.
creating some type of process that feels good for me to just do it. So I like that you said that. And then it's as if you got this evolution about Perspective Studio Productions. It was, I'm a podcast studio, but it's like you always had that productions at the end. And now you're leaning more into it and saying, you know what, I'm a producer. And so sometimes it's in this new identity that we've created because it's this new avenue that we're adding to our business, into this ecosystem, that we now need to shift in how we see ourselves in that and how we show up in that in its fullness. And
Yeah.
and it's the journey to that. And so I'm glad that you were able to see that, to build in with the productions aspect of how you're really going into the market with that, and not just your typical podcast studio owner, because you're not just that.
Yeah.
And then when you talked about your social media break, I love that people are unapologetically taking the time to not keep showing up to have 3 to 5 posts. I remember at first I didn't have my clip scheduled for the week, and I was like, dang, I'm about to miss a week of not having my clip scheduled. But I still was doing my pre-recording, still having my podcast, still doing other things. And I was like, you know what? I shouldn't feel guilty about not being able to have posts out there, because there's plenty of content that's out there already that people can find value.
Mhm. Okay, give her a moment. One thing I like that she just said is that I'm leaning into being a producer. But what I didn't realize is, and it's not even that I didn't realize, I was not giving myself that recognition that I was already producing things prior to. I've been producing commercials for Black Print. So leaning into it is like now accepting it mentally to myself,
Mm-hmm.
because I was already doing the damn thing. Now it's like, instead of just doing it for myself, I could do it for other people. But go ahead now that you're back, Giovanni.
Yeah, birthday boy was getting a little excited. I didn't want to shut him out. I wanted him to enjoy his daylight time and watching the neighborhood. And YouTube had a post one time. I think I was looking at my analytics or something, and it was saying, I hope things are going well with your posting. And if you're taking a break, I understand that. And I've been hearing so
Mhm.
many other people that post content out there saying, I'm taking a break, or I took a
Yep.
break, or like other people like Think Media is taking a social media
I
break.
right?
Take the break that you need to in regards to social media. You don't have to keep showing up in social media if you're having a hard time showing up for yourself
Mhm.
daily. So I like when you said I wasn't on social media like that. I didn't even care for social media like that. And I like, for some people have to remind me and say, Giovanni, your business is more than just an online business that social
Mhm.
media audience needs. You have to get outside. You have to meet the people. You have to vibe, because your business is more than just social media. If everybody's online business had a storefront, how would you then be able to manage that business for yourself? And so get out, be be grateful enough that you don't have to have a storefront to have a business that is successful, but don't rob yourself of feeling like you got to stay inside the house and just have a social media presence. And that's all that you're able to do with your business when you're really in a business of serving and providing
Mhm.
help. And so that's something that came about with what you were talking about. And then in regards to the no's, you're not out there really getting the no's. I like that he shifted it to say, get 10 no's and then get a yes. What I was hearing in some of the YouTube people that I follow and listen to and workshops, Chris Doe was talking about it's focusing on how many yeses you get. Because if you're getting too many yeses, you might need to come back and look at your product in regards to the pricing, in regards to the value, to make sure it's
Mm.
as good as it is. When you start getting too many yeses, that's when you need to start reflecting. So if you're so focused on the yes, you're really looking at the product or service that you're providing. It's not really in the no's. The no's is either a no or a not now. That does nothing for you. But I love that shift where Myron's saying when he's starting to feel like the product isn't for you, then pulling back, but like, maybe this isn't
Put
the
back.
time, or maybe we're just not in alignment. And that's such a
Mhm.
better mindset or thought process to have versus I'm being rejected, because everything you have isn't for everybody.
Everybody.
And so that is okay as well, to accept that I'm not for everybody, and what I have, everybody's not ready for. And so
Mhm.
getting emotional about the no shouldn't even be a thing. So I just wanted to backtrack with all of the things that you just said, to reflect on that in regards to the newness after taking a break, and how
Right.
you're moving forward and evolving. But that was nice, Shireen. I enjoyed this conversation. Welcome back from a much deserved break. Congratulations in all that you have been able to accomplish in your birth month, as well as the progress that you're seeing as a Perspective Studio Productions owner, and being
Yeah.
able to tell people, nah, it ain't my black print money, it's my Perspective Studio money, and
It ain't
having
the
the
black print money.
values in your ecosystem, avenues in your ecosystem that's being profitable and that you're finding joy in. And I'm grateful that you're able to experience that.
You know,
So
going through today, as I said before I left my house to go run my 1,000 errands, I read through my affirmations, and I don't always read through them, but one of them had said um, like I feel joy and love, and I'm reading them, and I'm like, yeah, I do, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, yeah. So it's funny because they were written in like January, right? And
mhm.
so to write something like there's power in written word, right? There's the power in writing. And I am a writer. So putting it down, pen to paper, and then putting it's just like having your vision board, right? Even I have my vision board in my room and I'm like, some of those things I put on that vision board. I think Donnie had our do us do our vision boards in December. I'm like, and one of them was a vehicle. And I remember I was laid off from my corporate job in February. And so I was grateful that I've been able to do so much since then. I was grateful when I paid off my old car in March, but to flip that around and pull something new that I have been thinking about, but I thought I wasn't ready for until the universe was like, honey, you ready. You see all those bags you carry, all it, you ready. It's about that time. So I'm so freaking excited for like the rest of this year. Like I am ready to throw down. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to put in that work. Yeah, girl. That's it. That's
So
what I got.
let's go for it. I'm with it. Y'all, while Shireen is getting that card to check us out, in the description of the video on my YouTube, I have an M to the third degree healing empowerment guide. It is absolutely free right now. It has videos that talks to you about the importance of mindset, mindful eating, and movement as it relates to the different phases of your cycle, not just your menstrual cycle. And that's the only time you're focusing on what's going on with your body. Your body is changing every single day, it's going through its natural processes. And so being able to see what mindset activities, ways to show up for yourself, care for yourself, love for yourself during each one of those phases, as well as what foods you can eat with recipes and a grocery list, in addition to what exercises you can be doing throughout phases of your cycle. It's almost like a whole month worth of ideas that you can implement to see what healthy habits and lifestyle changes you're willing to adopt and what aligns with your body and your body responds to. But y'all, that also some herbal teas for the phases of your cycle is like a bonus in there. That link is in the description of this video. Make sure you go ahead and download and get that today because it is getting ready to be gone off the opportunity to be free. So make sure you grab that guide. And then if you're looking for a community, a space where you want to be held accountable, but you want to grow in regards to adopting healthy habits and lifestyle changes. You want to be empowered. You want to have good conversation. You just really want to explore this thing and not be alone. There's also a link in the description of this video in regards to your interest in joining a community and being able to join that wait list, but also giving me more insight on what it is that you are expecting, what it is that you're looking forward to within that journey. So we can meet that need together. And so I just want you to know that those links are in the description of this video, and that is the value that I want to be able to bring to you. Go ahead, Shireen.
Girl, you know they ain't coming out. One did come.
Let's go with that one.
Okay. There's like two that came.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
I don't know. Like two kind of came. Kind of.
You're going to have to start showing the cards on the camera.
Yeah, okay. You say left or right hand. I'm not going to look. Whichever one you say. Just put it in the chat. Left or right hand. And that's the one. If we get more lefts, we're going with the left. We go with the right, we get more rights. We got 7 people watching us at this moment.
I can see 7 people live. Yo, what's up? I didn't even know y'all were over there. What's up? Thank y'all for spending time with us. Time is the most absolute valuable resource we have out there.
Right. Shoot says right.
Money. So let's go. Thank y'all for vibing with
us. Says right. Okay. Raquel says right. Oh. I'm not even going to look. Oh, I looked.
What? Oh my God.
I look. I just saw the Okay. Any other ones? Right or left?
Right. Already got it.
All right. You guys are late. We're going with the right. And it says you. Okay, our card is you. And just so everyone knows, this card is like mini meditations from a psychotherapist. I went to an event last year, and it's like afterthoughts that you can have at the end of the day. And so the card says you, and it says put yourself on your to-do list, if only for 5 minutes. One of the things that I wanted to do that I kept thinking about when I was in Barbados was like my health and like getting back to myself and exercising. And today I put it in our accountability chat. Okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna work out. Actually, I was looking for grants. It was the first thing I was doing. I'm like looking for grants, and then after I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work out, and then I'm gonna clean the house, and then I'm gonna get on the road. Well, I realized I needed to do something, so I didn't work out. I cleaned the house and I got on the road. But the one thing that I kept thinking about in Barbados was my health. And in multiple conversations where people might have been telling me something about something going on in their life, or about something that they said to someone, or about something, it kept ringing in my head. It's time to take care of my physical fitness. Even just people talking about other things. So there was a lady, one of Raquel's friends, and she talked about how Raquel was training her and she lost weight and she looked great. And she talked about wellness, right? And it made me think, okay, Shireen, you've done this before. You ran for like 3 months. You dropped 40 pounds. It is time to put in the physical work. And so even when this card just kind of went like this, and I looked at it and it said, put yourself on your to-do list, if only for 5 minutes, my first thought was my physical fitness, because that's where my attention needs to go now, especially with my aspirations being so big. And I'm about to be really busy, booked and busy. So with that, booked and busy, and I'm projecting it for you as well, for everyone watching, booked and busy in your business, and whatever your business is, whether it's working for someone, doing something for yourself, you're about to be booked and busy. I put my goat mouth on you, but you need to find some time to put yourself on the to-do list, whether it's rest, whether it's working, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whatever you do, put yourself on your to-do list. And you is the word.
I like it. First thing that came to mind for you in regards to me was it's you, Giovanni, that is on your healing journey. And because you are on your healing journey, you're able to inspire and empower other people to be intentional about their healing journey. And so it's always you first in whatever it is that you show up and that you do. And so when you said you, it made me think about that, but it also took me back to this week. We've been talking about legacy for work and what does it mean to leave a legacy? Because you leave a legacy, whether it's good or bad, indifferent, there's a legacy that's going to be left behind in regards to you. So what is your legacy and how are you going to lead and live that legacy? And that legacy all belongs to you and your intention to be intentional about you. And so that's what came to mind when you said you in regards to that card. Y'all, it has been another amazing episode here on Herbal Tea Thursday. Thank y'all for tuning in and vibing with us live. Thank you for those of you who are catching this after the live for spending time with us. Like I said, time is the most valuable resource, and y'all are spending it with us, vibing with us, learning and evolving with us. And we're just so grateful for you guys. And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we hope that you are doing well in whatever area you are in right now and season you are in life.
Yeah, it's your girl, Shireen. I am the host of Voices and Vibes. Tap in. Vibes with a Z, baby. Voices and Vibes with a Z. Tap in, listen to our podcast, follow us on Blackprint.com. If you want to check out our YouTube channel, you can see the podcast there and any behind the scenes that we are about to start pushing out. And if you are in Toronto or you are visiting Canada, this is Caravana Weekend. If you want to pull up, this is Caravana Weekend. If you want to pull up and get on the mic and drop your perspective, hit me up on Perspective Studio Productions on Instagram or blackprint.ca or Voices and Vibes. Slide in my DMs and be like, girl, where's your studio? I want to pull up. I want to get on the mic. I got all the equipment. We've upgraded so we get this crispy video. So I need to put out some content that shows, like, I was speaking to Omar from Think Media, and he was like, girl, you just need to get this light. And you know your girl, she pulled up and she got that light. So we got crispy. So pull up for Caravana Weekend. I am out here in these streets. I think I'm actually doing an event tomorrow. Listen, I got a call before I left my freaking hotel in Barbados. And someone was like, yo, what you doing on Friday? You want to pull up and do this work? And I was like, put me to work. I didn't even jump on my plane yet. Put me to work, baby. I'm down. So yeah, that's it. And episodes will be rolling through soon enough. Just follow because we got some good stuff coming out. Yep. What you got, girl?
I already did mine before yours.
Oh, well, thank you for vibing with us on another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday. We'll see you next week. All right, everyone. Take care. Deuces. Soon I will end it.